එකම එක සමන්දියාව.
Good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Hishain Ali and let's have a look at the headlines first. Gampaha and Colombo districts still report highest positive cases. Health authorities assert. Australia seeks the possibility of establishing an export market in Sri Lanka. News in detail. The daily COVID-19 cases reported within a district in a single day has surpassed the 1,000 mark for the first time, as 1,004 COVID-19 patients were reported in the Gampaha district yesterday. The National Operations Centre for Prevention of COVID-19 Outbreaks said the Colombo district recorded a total of 501 COVID-positive cases. Health authorities yesterday decided to extend the island-wide travel restrictions with 7 more days until the 14th of this month. The daily COVID-19 detections, which remained above 2,000 since 9th May, suddenly went up yesterday with 3,306 persons. The Dulapitiya, Paliagoda prisons and New Year clusters have a cumulative patient count of 185,922, of which 90,792 are from the New Year cluster. Information Department also reported that 82,785 are from the Paliagoda cluster and the 5,980 are from prison cluster. They also added that 3,059 are from the Dulapitiya cluster. The database also shows that country's imported cases consist of 4,393 Sri Lankan returnees from abroad and 318 foreigners. The district distribution of COVID-19 patients detected to date records 48,815 persons from Colombo, 32,697 persons from Gampaha, 19,688 persons from Kalutara, 10,166 persons from Kandy, and 9,334 persons from Kurunegala. A total of 192,547 persons have tested positive for COVID-19 to date, and 30,306 persons are currently under medical care. This includes 635 persons at the Punani Treatment Centre, 588 persons at Bingiria Treatment Centre, and 492 persons at the Neville Fernando Teaching Hospital. There are also 1,691 persons suspected of having COVID-19 under observation at various hospitals. According to the epidemiology unit, 1,504 persons were discharged from hospitals yesterday, including 111 persons from the Damadaniya Treatment Centre, 72 persons from the Bingiria Treatment Centre, and 68 persons from the Hardy Technical College ICC. The Sri Lanka's death toll meanwhile rose to 1,566 after 39 more deaths were reported yesterday. A total of 160,714 persons have recovered from the virus to date. Sri Lanka Police, which introduced a sticker system for the vehicles entering Colombo, was continued today for the second day. The sticker method will be used to separate vehicles belonging to those in essential services and vehicles engaged in non-essential services. It was noted even today police were pasting the stickers on vehicles as a daily pass for vehicles driven by people belonging to essential services during the ongoing COVID-19 lockdown. Police media spokesman Deputy Inspector General Ajit Rohana said 50,000 stickers were distributed yesterday, and however that was valid only for that day. The police headquarters in a statement said that the sticker method will be used to separate vehicles belonging to those in essential services and vehicles engaged in non-essential services in an attempt to control a huge number of vehicles that has been entering Colombo the past few days despite the lockdown. Different coloured stickers, each valid for just 24 hours, will be issued daily after checking an identification document and a letter from the workplace. Stay tuned for more news right after this commercial break.
SLT Mobitel Home Broadband data balance එක බලා ගන්න extra GB මිලදී ගන්න දුරකථන දෝෂ වාර්තා කරන්න දැන් හරිම ලේසි. My SLT app එක භාවිතා කරන්න නැත්නම් 01121212 SLT Mobitel ස්වයංක්‍රීය සේවාවට පිවිසෙන්න.
Unlimited නම් මිතින් SLT Mobitel Unlimited Internet. හැමෝටම ෆිට වෙන හෝම් සහ මොබයිල් ඉන්ටර්නෙට් පැකේජ් පෙළක්. හුරු වෙන්න අපේ Unlimited Internet වලට. SLT Mobitel එකම එක සැබඳියාව.
Welcome back after the break. Australia pledges assistance for investments and education sector promotion in Sri Lanka. The attention is also drawn to the potential of elevating Sri Lanka as a centre of higher education in the South Asian region. Australian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka David Hawley expressed these views when he called on President Gotabaya Rajapaksa at the Presidential Secretariat recently. The High Commissioner David Hawley during the meeting drew the President's attention to the possibility of establishing an export market in Sri Lanka targeting a number of countries including India and the countries in the Middle East by enabling more investment opportunities for value-added products. Recalling the 75 years of friendly relations between Australia and Sri Lanka, the Australian High Commissioner also said that a plane carrying a consignment of medical equipment donated by the Australian government for COVID treatment will arrive in Sri Lanka on June 3rd. Meanwhile, President Rajapaksa also discussed with the High Commissioner about the two vessels-related accidents occurred in Sri Lankan waters in recent past. The President stated that Sri Lanka is expecting the Australian government's technical assistance to assess the environmental damage caused by these vessel accidents and in the program launched to create an agriculture solely based on organic fertilizers. First Secretary of the Australian High Commission Armage Bradley, Defence Advisor Captain Ian Kane, Secretary to the President PB Jayasundara and Foreign Secretary Jainath Kodumage were also present at the meeting. The Colombo stock market yesterday ended its 5-day winning run as both indices turned negative amidst healthy turnover. The all-share price index dropped by 14 points or 0.19% and the S&P SO20 closed almost flat. Turnover amounted to Rs 2.1 billion involving 75.6 million shares. According to the brokers at the CSC, the both reverted to the red zone, failing to sustain the upward streak of 5 previous sessions. They said that index displayed a downward movement over the first 30 minutes of trading and thereafter revealed a sideways movement. They also added that it ended with an upward swinging movement during the latter part of session, closing at 7,437, losing 14 points. The turnover was dominated by the capital goods sector, followed by the diversified financial sector, accounting for a joint contribution of 48%. Foreigners recorded a net outflow of 15.5 million rupees while their participation remained flat at 2.3% of turnover. Estimated net foreign buying topped in Hemas at 13.7 million rupees and net foreign selling topped in LFIN at 20.2 million rupees. Capital goods sector was the top contributor to the market turnover, while the sector index lost 0.17% and the share price of Royal Ceramics closed flat at 38 rupees and 30 cents. The diversified financial sector was the second highest contributor to the market turnover and the share price of Valuable Finance gained 24 rupees and 25 cents to close at 162 rupees and 50 cents. Commercial Bank and CIC Holdings were also included amongst the top turnover contributors. The President Gotabaya Rajapaksa yesterday told the government officials to purchase crops from farmers and to distribute them free of charge among the needy. Meanwhile, Agriculture Minister Mahindananda Alutgamge says that testing of soil samples on agricultural lands will be done prior to the introduction of the only carbonic fertilizer policy.
කාබනික පොහොර දුන්නත් විශාල වශයෙන් ගොවියෝ අවිභාවිතා කරනවා. ඒ නිසා පළවෙනි වතාවට සර්ගේ මේ යෝජනාව හින්දම අපි FO එකට කතා කරලා පස පරීක්ෂා කිරීමේ කට්ටල ටිකක් ගත්තා. එතකොට දැන් අපි ඊළඟ කන්නේට කාබනික දුන්නත් ගොවියගේ පස නිර්දේශ කරලා දෙන්න අපි.
අපි කොළ දාලා හදන ඒ ක්‍රමය හුඟක් යන්නේ කොම්පෝස්ට් පොහොර වලට. දැන් අපි අද ගෙනාව ලංකාවේ ඉන්නවා දැනටමත් කරන මයික්‍රෝබ්ස්ලා ශුද්ධ ජීවීන් එකතු කරනවා මේකට. එහෙම කරලා ටෙක්නොලොජි එකක් තියෙනවා අලුතෙන්. එතකොට දැන් අද ඒක පැහැදිලි වුණා අපි ඒ තැනකට ආවා. එහෙම කරාම ඒ දැන් මේ ටෙක්නොලොජි එක අපිට අරන් යන්න වෙනවා ගොවියා ළඟට.
Stay tuned for stock updates.
හලෝ දැන් ඔයා හිතන්නේ හැමදේම වෙනස් වුණේ කොහොමද කියලානේ? උත්තරේ මගේ ළඟ තියෙනවා. නෑකම් ඕනෑකම් හඳුනගත්තා. අපිවම වෙනස් කරගන්න ක්‍රම හෙව්වා. අලුත් බීජ පැල කෙරුවා. හිතුනේ ඒක කරන්න බෑ වගේ තමයි. හැබැයි ඒක කරන්න පටන් ගන්නකම් විතරයි. ඒක දැවැන්ත එකමුතුවක්. අපි හැදුනේ එකම සබැඳියාවක බැඳීමෙන්. හැමදේම හොඳ වුණේ සබැඳියාවේ හැදීමෙන්. අපි මෙතනට ආවේම එකම එක සබැඳියාවක රැඳීමෙන්. ගෙදරට වැඩකට ගමනට එකම එක සබැඳියාවක බැඳෙන මුළු මහත් රටකට. Good morning sir, how can I help?
SLT Mobitel එකම එක සබැඳියාව.
News, views, highlights, updates and opinions. This is Wake Up With Us.
Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The share price index gained by 79.65 points to close at 7,516.20, and the S&P SL20 gained by 24.84 points to close at 3,025.76. The turnover was 2.82 billion rupees and over 82 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. And that's all news for today. See you tomorrow with State of Business at the usual time. Until then, take care and good night.